Cheers. Happy New Year. I gotta
Happy
get my
New
little.
Year.
It's New Year's Eve, guys. I have my cousin here filling in for Elena. Elena had some things come up, and I know it's like semi-holiday or whatever. But luckily, my trusty cousin is here. I know you can't see the resemblance, but I
Always.
promise you it's there to fill
Let
in
me turn
for,
to the
for
side.
Elena today. So, so thank you for that. So, speaking of the new year, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I usually don't do resolutions. I'm thinking maybe I'll just make sure that I stick to my boundaries and stay true to myself as far as like letting my no mean no and my yes mean yes and just keep on keeping on like I have been. What about you?
So I was, yeah, I feel like you're setting yourself up kind of for failure when you like set these New Year's resolutions. But I did see a reel that had a lady on it, and she was talking about a misogi, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but kind of just setting like this little like milestone to get to. And I really want to take
Mm-hmm.
up hiking. I've been talking to Corey, the producer, about hiking because he has some experience in that. And I think my biggest hang up with that is going to be like actually getting out the door. It's not when I'm there, kind of like going to the gym. Like when you're there, you're good. You're like, I'm already here. But like getting to it. So I don't know if I should set like a mile goal of how much hiking I want to do, or if I should set like a destination goal of like, I want to be able to do this. But I don't know. I like that kind of better than a resolution because I feel like
I
I
like
kind of
that
get,
too. You actually sent me
maybe I
that
did too.
reel. And you did
Okay,
say it right,
yeah.
because she was saying Masogi, and I hadn't ever heard of it, but
Yeah. I think
I
it's a
thought that was really cool.
Japanese,
Like everything she was
yeah.
doing was cool. And then with your hiking, you could do it like your what was she talking about? Those trips. Remember
Yeah.
she said something about like a trip,
Yeah,
little
she also
trips.
listed some other things that were like about setting a quarterly. Well, I think the quarterly things were like self like improvement, like drink this much water, work out this many or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think the other thing she was saying was like kind of like little adventures, like adventures to go
Hiking
on
is an
six
adventure.
adventures. Yeah, that kind of is like two birds with one stone.
Yep.
But anyway, so with this being New Year's Eve, college football playoffs are currently underway. This is the quarterfinals, I believe. Ohio and Miami are supposed to be playing. And Miami is the team that happened to beat my Texas A&M Aggies. Uh,
Mm.
as you know, I traveled back to College Station. What was that like last weekend or the weekend before for the Miami um, A&M game, and I really hadn't been to. I've been to College Station, but I haven't been to a football game since I was in school there, and it's like a pretty intense experience when you're in school there. Like you stand up for the whole game if you try to sit down or do anything like that's not what the Aggie traditions. They are going to heckle you. They are going to.
And they lost, and y'all stood up the whole game.
Okay. Wait. No,
Baby,
no.
no,
No, but it was so
ain't
different
no
being
way.
on the other side. Like I was in like the regular like seats.
Okay,
And like
okay.
when I tell you they
I'm
don't
like,
no, that's the student section. They have to stand up. But I
okay,
was in the regular seats, and
okay,
while
okay.
I did try to stand up most of the game, you know, because I was like into it, even though we did lose, it was definitely a different experience. But what was interesting to me is like, even though the Aggies are like so, I mean, they're so entrenched in Aggie culture and just everything is Aggie land. I was actually super surprised at how nice they were to visiting fans. So, because
Okay.
there were a lot of Miami fans there, and they were doing like their little, the Miami fans do this like whoosh whoosh thing, right? Like their little chant or whatever. And I was just surprised at how nice they were. I was like, I don't remember being, I mean, again, I was sitting in the student section, so we didn't like have visiting fans over there. But I was like, wow, the Aggie way. Like, you know, we're kind of villainized and kind of scrutinized and so forth as Aggies, but they were all so nice, even to these visiting fans that were, I'm not saying they were being obnoxious, they were just, you know, in their fandom. What?
Do you think they would have responded the same way if it were UT?
I don't
Mm.
know.
Let's
That's a
talk
really
about it.
good question. That is a good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
I
So
mean, it's
now
easy to be nice to
I
Miami
guess
people, but UT people, I gotta
so
see
now
it.
that needs to be on my list. It needs to be one of my trips for my New Year's thing that I make sure I go to Texas and A&M
Exactly.
game to test that out. That's an excellent point. But I am going to look further into that because obviously I know people that go to those games regularly. But that's a really good question. But anyway, it inspired me because I can be a little critical sometimes, especially when it comes to probably everything, and it might just be the like the old person that's coming up in me. Like maybe I'm getting some boomer tendencies, and so I was inspired to come up with a little game that we're gonna call "Say Something Nice." And so, as you know,
Okay.
you've collected some items or some points of interest that you've gathered from people close to me, including yourself, that it would be very hard for me to say something nice about them. So we're gonna play this little game, and I'm gonna see if I can muster some of that Aggie energy and say something
Mm-hmm.
nice about these
Let's
certain
see.
things. So
Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna start with the ones that I think are easier to say something nice about. Okay.
okay, yes, ease me in.
Yeah. Chunky heels.
Okay,
Chunky
okay, I can
heels.
say
How
something
do we
nice
feel about
because
those?
I they are more stable, and
Okay, there we go.
as I've gotten older, I need that added stability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Okay, I feel you on that. Next up is Stephen A. Smith.
My
Stephen
gosh.
A. Smith. Not Stephen B. Smith, Stephen A. Stephen A. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's not Stephen Beastman? Because I could probably find something I like about Stephen B. Smith
Come on,
out
not
here.
Stephen B. Stephen A. Go with Stephen
Okay,
A.
okay, he's eloquent.
Okay, got a nice little speech on him. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there was. See, some of us had some things that were alike.
Okay. Yeah,
People,
because
people that try to act more intelligent than they actually are.
I mean,
Like you could just tell they're giving ChatGPT, they don't know what they're
yeah.
talking about. Those kind of people.
I mean, at least you're trying. At least they're trying. They know there's a better
Okay.
way, and they're trying. They're just missing the mark a little bit. You know.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's see. Okay, this is the last one. This is I put it in order of things that would be hard for me to say something nice about. The Cowboys.
Um,
The Cowboys. The Dallas
because I was
Cowboys.
gonna say, Cowboys in general are like,
Cowboys.
I mean, I'm in
We love a
Texas. Like,
cowboy.
we like a
Yeah, we love
cowboy,
a
you know?
cowboy.
Yes, a
We love a
cowboy.
cowboy, but I was specifically talking about Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys football team. Mm.
Um, you know what? I have a certain level of admiration for people, teams, fan bases that create their own reality and that essentially
I like
can
that too. I do.
remain
I do.
happy because they're living in a false reality. And I almost wish I could be that dumb.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
So,
almost an envy. It's almost an envy. Like, how are you not a part of real life?
yeah.
How
Yeah,
are
but I
you?
mean like ignorance is
How
bliss,
did you
right?
manage?
I
Yeah.
I
How did
think
you
that
manage to do that?
yeah, I think that there's something to be said for living in a false reality and just kind of like putting on those
Being
rose-colored
just,
glasses.
just,
Yeah.
just right there. Just
Yeah.
yeah. I got you. Okay,
on
that was the last one.
that note.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right.
No Dallas
Well,
Cowboys.
that took a lot out of me. say something nice. But again, I was inspired by my Aggie brethren, and I really enjoy my experience up there. Again, we did lose, obviously. I'm definitely pulling for Ohio State to beat Miami. I need a little bit of revenge there. So another topic, and it's a little old by now, but I think it deserves some kind of mention on my show, is the Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul fight, where Anthony Joshua resoundingly won by knocking out Jake Paul and causing him to have like a double broken jaw or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the internet was, I don't know if you saw any of the memes and stuff, but the internet was ablaze with people saying, like, oh, this is, I guess we're feeling righted in a way. Like, oh, he finally got knocked out. He got what he deserved. Now, mind you, like, Jake Paul is a guy who's a YouTuber. And then he started training boxing.
Okay.
Not to take anything away from, like, he's actually been training. But he's a YouTuber. And he was
Mm-hmm.
fighting, like, Mike Tyson. Like
What?
boxers that have been, like, retired. And, like, it's all really, it's, I feel like it dilutes the sport of boxing. But
Cause what?
this time he actually, yeah. But this time he actually, like, boxed a real heavyweight boxer. Like, this guy is serious. And he got his jaw broken. And, like a lot of people were very satisfied with that, which normally I think I would be.
I
You
mean,
know,
surprise, surprise.
I know it just seemed rather obvious. Like, it did seem rather obvious. But at the end of the day, I can't help but think, well, they're both winners, though. It was a money grab. And I feel like every Jake
Yeah,
Paul fight is a money grab.
yeah,
Why are you boxing a 60-year-old retired boxer, whether it's Mike Tyson or
right.
not? These are all money grabs. So yeah, he got his jaw broken, but he's laughing all the way to the bank yet again. And we fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time. Well, and it's not even a banana in the tailpipe, so to speak. It's just
Somebody I
like,
don't do.
we should, right, we should know, like,
Somebody
this
I
is
don't.
a money grab. And it's just,
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like being fed up with, like, boxing having this concentration on Jake Paul. And I think his brother does some, like, boxing stuff too, or fighting stuff too. I don't know. I'm over the Paul brothers. I liked it back when they made their YouTube videos and stuff, but those guys, like, they're really
but are
diluting
we
the
not
sport of
for a
boxing.
money grab? Are we not for a
I
money
mean,
grab? Like, are we for or against the money grab?
um,
I want to understand because I'm gonna speak my piece. I'm for a money grab. Any kind, if I could, if it's money out there to be grabbed, I'm going for it.
yeah, and you know what? Maybe I can respect the hustle. Let me say that. That should have been on the say something
Okay,
nice. I respect the hustle, right? Because you went from being a YouTuber to being in a ring with actual professional boxers, that I do believe that he
like
puts in
that's
work.
crazy.
But it is a
Okay,
money grab at the end of the day. And because I'm a sports fan, it makes me kind of mad. But normally, money grab I'm cool with.
okay, okay,
I'm like,
okay.
okay, all these players that end up getting hurt and stuff, but they still get their check. I'm like, oh well, because the
Right.
NFL and the NBA still get paid regardless. Get your check.
Hello.
I don't even care. Go ahead and get this big contract. And maybe if they were on my team, I'd probably feel differently. I'd be like, no, we need cap space. We can't pay these players. They're always hurt. But
Okay.
I see both sides there. I see both sides. I just want boxing to, like, kind of return to greatness, and I just feel like it's not in a good spot right now. And I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I definitely feel like we need some improvement as far as that's concerned. Okay, so
Did you
so
know George
switching gear.
Foreman died? I heard you
Yeah.
switching gears. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't remember. Did he
Yeah.
die in
I
like
think it
February?
was I think it was in 2025 he passed away.
Yeah, somebody was showing me like all the people that passed away, some Instagram post of all
Yeah.
the
And
actors
he's
and
from, I
famous
think
people that
he
passed away.
yeah.
I
No,
didn't.
I think he
Okay.
did this year. And
That just
it's
crossed my
it's weird.
mind because I saw it last night and we were talking about boxing.
Yeah, no, he did. So yeah, rest in peace. And I think he lived in the Houston area, If
Oh, really?
I don't know. Am I?
I thought he lived in
I'm not
Georgia.
sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think he did.
Okay.
Oh, he's from Houston. Okay.
March. Okay, I thought it was February
Okay.
when I remembered when somebody reminded me. I was like, he died
Yeah,
in
yeah.
February.
And it was so
Marshall. Okay. Oh, he
okay,
did.
he's from Marshall and
I feel bad.
okay.
I feel bad for not knowing it. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought he was
when you were talking
from
about
around
boxing
here.
returning to greatness, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
the greats that I remember are like George Foreman and Mike Tyson and who was that started with an E? And he used to box. Evander
Yeah.
Holyfield. Thank you.
Yeah.
I be knowing stuff. Told you.
If George Foreman, God rest his soul, was still here, Jake Paul would probably be trying to fight him. Like it's honestly like that type of grift
Okay,
going
I
on
got
here.
you. Like,
But
okay,
this
what
type
you
of
doing?
money grab. But no, and another thing on George Foreman, obviously his body of work, boxing speaks for itself. But I was talking
Yeah.
earlier this year with people like, what happened to the George Foreman grills? Like, did we just stop using
I used
them?
to
Like, I
love
don't even know
mine.
where mine is.
I used to love mine.
Like, what happened? I have not seen anybody cook on a George Foreman grill.
Baby,
Like,
I
anytime.
used to, but I need to look under there.
Yeah. Do we just like, because it would like drain off the fat and give you the grill marks
Yep.
and stuff. And I'm like, are we like
And
not with that anymore? Like, what are we doing?
they moved to
Is it
air
air fryer?
fryers. They moved from the
Air
Georgia. Yeah,
fryers?
they air fryer
But I
now.
don't feel like they
But
even do the
I
same
prefer,
thing.
exactly, I prefer a George Foreman grill.
I
But yeah,
could
they done
use the
moved to
George
air
Foreman
fryers now.
grill. Bring back in the memory of George Foreman and for draining off the fat and try to be a better 2026.
Yes.
Let's bring back the George Foreman grill. Like,
Let's bring it back. I was gonna say we gotta get on Amazon right
our
now.
producer says we can still get them. I feel like I need the George Foreman grill.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
because it gave you the grill marks and everything. Man, what are we doing,
Next time
guys?
I fill in for
Air
Elena.
fryers?
Next time I fill in for Elena, I'm gonna be in my kitchen on a George Foreman grill. You just
I
gotta
know.
give me
I
some
hope
warning.
you are. I hope you are. We need to probably do in person, and we just do a whole episode where I'm talking and you're cooking on the George Foreman grill, and we have our drinks and stuff.
Real talk.
Anyway, really switching gears to the NFL.
Okay.
I think we're going into week 18 of the NFL, and you know, a lot of teams know we're kind of like gearing up for the playoffs. We've had some like wild card, or we've had, I don't know if we played some wild card games, or we're just like gearing up for the wild card. But out of all, I won't say out of all teams, the Patriots were at one time very good. They had Tom Brady, who most people consider the GOAT quarterback, and Bill Belichick, their coach, and you know, championships. And when I was talking to Elena last week on the show, I was talking about winter fatigue. Well, the Patriots were definitely one of those teams where we were like tired of seeing them. Like, get off the screen. We don't want to watch the Patriots anymore. Like, we're over that. Like, I mean, it's hard when you're not from there and you're not just like a fan, of course, but you know,
that's
you
what I was
get
gonna say.
tired of seeing.
Because if I'm winning, I ain't gonna never get tired of winning.
Yeah, you're never gonna get tired. You're never gonna have winner's fatigue or anything like that. But the Patriots, see, they've been doing well. They have their quarterback that's in his second year, his sophomore year, who's most likely going to get the MVP. Which, you know, that's a big deal. It'd be in your second year, about to glean a coveted MVP trophy. And I will say I hope the Texans don't play them, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about who I want the Texans to play. But another story coming out of the Patriots is Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs, well, you kind of said it there. So Stephon Diggs is in trouble again.
I actually saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, just a story.
I'm just saying, I actually know about this. Like, I don't keep up with sports, but I actually heard about this.
Right. So, okay. So there's a couple of issues going on. Obviously, the one that's more critical to his career is the one that, he allegedly put his hands on a private chef he had after a dispute over her being paid over salary. And so the NFL isn't going to levy any type of like punishment or anything until he goes through like court proceedings and stuff like that. So he's still active. Is it a little bit of a distraction for the team? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And then it was like when it all happens at one time, because now there's the stories about this other woman that's filed a paternity lawsuit saying, that he's the father of her baby, and I think she's just currently pregnant. And obviously it's like huge that he is in a relationship with rapper Cardi B. And so
I fool with old Cardi. I fool with Cardi. I love Cardi.
Yeah. So there's kind of like a lot going on there. And it seems like there's like trouble always finds him. But if I know one thing about the Patriots, is that the Patriots can definitely persevere when they have players that are in trouble. Like they have a history, like Aaron Hernandez, like they have a history of having these players. So I'm like, this might be their time. This might be their time.
Baby, that's a name I know too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Aaron Hernandez, that's a name I know too. This a shame.
I don't know if I can bet against the Patriots right now because everything's looking like, wow, I remember this old story. So
who the coach?
I don't even know who the coach is right now. Corey, do you know who the coach is?
It used to be Belichick. Am I tripping?
No, that could be a whole other subject. Bill Belichick.
That's how I was like, if Belichick's still coaching, they in the bag. Whatever he be saying to them boys.
Cousin, okay, Mike Blable. Okay. So that could be a whole other subject. You don't even know about the Bill Belichick story right now, man. That's in and of itself. I figured
if he was still coaching, then it's in the bag because he didn't play with them boys.
He's still coaching. However, he went to the college level, which is still a big deal. But they were terrible.
Sound like a demotion.
They were terrible. But the bigger story is that, yes. Well, I mean, yeah, you can kind of go, yeah, kind of, yeah. But
they tried to demote me once.
And what happened?
Baby. I don't even want to talk about it.
No, we're only going up.
Exactly.
No, but Bill Belichick is actually at this stage in his life kind of more known for his off-field antics with his 20-something-year-old girlfriend who has made him come to like her cheerleading meets and so forth. Which she's 20-something. She's not in college anymore. Baby. That was the last story to come. But she's also very involved with his media. She always has to be there. So if we're talking about money grabs, I would say.
Thank you. I was just going to go back to the money grab.
Hey,
I was going back to the money grab. Ain't nothing. I ain't mad at this baby for 20-something, and Bill Belichick was 70. So, baby, please, if it ain't a money grab, then she wasting her time.
You're right.
He ain't got much more time.
I can't even knock her. It's just kind of, from a sports perspective, it's a little sad to see this one of the greatest coaches of all time go from being known as
I wish I had her balls. He didn't give her the playbook, I tell you that much. She got somebody playbook.
Touche. She is. She's there's definitely a playbook. It might be the Corinne Stephens playbook. I don't know what it is, but
man,
it's definitely. It might be the Anna Nicole Smith playbook. It might be, but
whoever.
That's definitely a money grab. But it is a money grab I can get on board with. It's just kind of sad to see Belichick
Thank
go
you.
from
I told you.
As one of the greatest coaches. And now he's like being known for like having to do stupid photo shoots on the beach with his 20-something-year-old
girl. Don't focus on him. Focus on her. We missing the ball. You missing the ball, baby.
You're
please.
Right. Maybe I need.
This ain't about Bill. What's her name?
I don't even know her name.
Talking about what's the
I
young
don't
lady? I ain't gonna even call her a little girl. What's the young lady's name?
I don't even
I
know.
love it. I
But
love to
you're right.
see it,
Maybe I
baby. I
need to be taking
wish.
a page out of her playbook.
Baby, Jordan
Jordan
who?
Hudson.
Okay, Jordan, I'm gonna
Hudson.
look her up. Shit.
It sounds like she came to play, no pun intended.
Listen.
Anyhow,
I missed my youth was stolen from me. We wasted our youth, first of all. We wasted our
yeah,
youth on
we
men.
did.
But we ain't
Yeah.
gonna go there. We talking about sports.
No.
But baby,
Yeah.
please, if I knew what Jordan know,
But well, speaking of youth, another big sports topic that has kind of been making waves right now is the transfer portal in college sports. So I don't know if you're
Okay.
aware of this, but there's been a lot of rule changes where now college players could actually get paid rather than the colleges and all of them making all this money off the players. So this has been in effect for a couple of years where they can make money off
Oh,
of like their endorsements, but they also make it's called like a revenue share with the school as well. So these college players, they're basically kids can be getting paid millions in college playing,
wow. I
which
love that for them though.
right. So we love that for them, but there's some aspects of this situation that are a little problematic. And it's one of them in particular is this transfer portal. So, you have a team, your season's ended. Tomorrow is January 2nd. Tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is
January
January
1st.
2nd. And
Mm-hmm.
the transfer portal opens. So what happens is these kids have
Okay.
already elected, some of these kids have automatically elected to go into the transfer portal, meaning that they can they can get picked up by another school and obviously be entitled to monies and so forth involved in that transfer. However, there are some schools, particularly Iowa State and OSU, who have 45 players from their team this year in the transfer portal.
Oh my God.
So that's a lot.
Why?
Yeah. So that's a lot. So you're looking at situations where you're basically having to rebuild a team in the off season,
Yeah.
which is just a few months before they're going to start like training and stuff. Maybe not even probably 6 months, and they have to build like almost a team from scratch.
A whole new
And
team.
so
Did they
it's
did they do really bad this year?
I mean, they didn't do like super well, but they've had like a decent program. I went OSU, probably not as much, but even bigger schools like Texas, LSU, they have like, players that are entering the transfer portal there too. And then another aspect of this is that, and this is something that Steve Sarkisian, who's the head coach of Texas, came out and spoke about. He said that there's like no certification or I guess degree, well, I guess it would be a certification required for agents when it comes to the NCAA. So like an NFL and
Okay.
NBA, you have to be certified
Mm.
to be an agent. But in college, literally these kids can pick their college roommate maybe or their childhood friend and be like, hey, you're my agent. So now you have these big schools that are negotiating possibly with family members, kids that don't have experience necessarily doing that. I'm not saying that's always the case, but in some of the cases, and they may be asking for the moon, and they're not going to be able to negotiate to a place that's going to benefit either party, and so they end up having to leave that on the table. So that's another issue stemming from this new rule or the new things that have been set in place. So it's there's so many moving parts. It was like the idea was great. The idea was great. We want these kids to make money because sometimes they go to college, maybe they don't finish, or maybe they do finish, but they're not going to go to the NFL because very few actually do. And even if you do make it to the NFL or NBA, you may not be there very long. So to speak on a money grab, it's
Money
not really
grab.
a money grab because they're working.
Money
Money
grab.
grab, but
That's all I heard
but
was money
really
grab.
truly money grab.
All I heard was
But
money
make
grab.
your
Like I could
money.
be somebody agent. Girl,
Right.
I got a new job.
Yeah. So if one of our children went to school and was like a star athlete, we could be like, I'm the agent. It's me.
She don't even have to be a star athlete because we got girls. But baby, let me tell you something. If she was like Bill Belichick girlfriend, money grab, money,
Money grab. Yeah, so there's just
money
so
grab.
many. It's kind of beyond me because the thing is that the NCAA was so like, I felt like strategic for a while where they were the money grab. They were grabbing all the money, right? These schools are grabbing all this money in the
Yeah.
NCAA, and now they're like, okay, yes, we're gonna share. We're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you this. We're gonna,
Oh, my
make these
red hair
opportunities
showing.
for you. But then you didn't do anything else. Like you set in like very loose parameters. You didn't set it up for success. You didn't think through all the pieces. It's just kind of like, here you go, the money grab. That's
Yeah,
it.
the money grab. Everybody, cause I'm about to find me somebody. I had a question though that I was thinking of while you were talking. So who gets paid? Like, who gets paid when these PlayStation games come up with these college football games and these like NFL games? Do the players get paid because they're using their
So
likeness?
yes, so now they get paid. In the past,
Money
they
grab.
did not get paid.
Ooh,
And I
money grab.
know former college players and stuff that are, they were either part of a lawsuit where they sued to get paid for those, which I think is what happened. So yes, now they are getting paid, and I think it even happens a little bit
Mm-hmm.
like retroactively at this point. So yes, they are getting
Oh
paid
my
because
God.
NIL, name, image, and likeness, is one part of it, and then also the
Mm.
revenue. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the revenue share is also another part of it. Which, like I said, I'm all here. I advocate for the kids. Go get your money. You're the one out there putting your body on the line every night, every day, whatever.
Baby.
So, I definitely appreciate that and admire that. But can we have some like more parameters? Like,
Yeah.
I don't see how some of these things
Yeah.
like are sustainable, is what I'm saying. Obviously,
Yeah.
coaches
I feel
are
you.
some of the main ones that are really struggling because not only are you having to regularly recruit, but now you have to recruit, you have to navigate the transfer portal. Now you have 45 players in the transfer portal. Oh, and then, so an example of something that kind of happens as well. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, when he went to Colorado from Jackson State, he said, I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis. Meaning he was bringing players with him, which was Shiloh, Shador, and Hunt. Why can't I? Travis Hunter. He brought them to
Okay.
Colorado with him. So in some cases, coaches are bringing players with them, and then that also
Damn.
spawns some players that are currently at the college to be like, well, I'm going to move because he's bringing players with him, or I don't know what the situation is going to be. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
Okay.
it's a lot, and it's almost coming to a head right now. And then you have also like the basketball piece of this too, where there's some eligibility, you know, which also overlaps into football because you'll have players that are end up being there till they're like 27 and they're playing, and they're older than some players that are actually in the NBA and NFL. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So
That's a
it just
grown
is.
man.
Yeah, so it gets pretty crazy that like,
No.
okay, we're gonna give you all this, but then like we're gonna be kind of loosey goosey with all of these regulations that we put around it. It's like, thanks, but can we like think some of these things through a little more? So
Well,
anyway, it's the new year. January 2nd is the opening of the transfer portal. And so I just want to touch on that because it's like a ton of controversy. But I want to thank my cousin for filling in
we
for
did it, Joe.
co-host Elena on the show today. And again, let me put my little hat back on. I didn't want to put it on for the clip, all the clips. And then Happy New Year.
Happy New
No,
Year.
yeah, Happy
Yeah.
New Year. So
No, I was saying, yeah, Happy New Year. Happy. I'm out,
okay,
but yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Talking about I'm out, but yeah.